Hello everyone and welcome to updates on the 21st of November 2023. So starting off with our latest wind map from wind.com, and we can see that we currently have an area of high pressure centered over us and to our southwest over here. Also, we have a deep area of low pressure, a big area of low just to the east of Greenland, and it's this low that will slowly track towards Scandinavia, and this high that will gradually ridge towards Iceland and Greenland on Friday especially. That will bring a cooler snap over the weekend with frosty nights and crisp autumn days. But there's a question about whether we see increased blocking signals into the end of the month and into the start of December. That may bring some more extended cold weather, or whether the ridge simply goes southwards, the jet stream overrides it, and the areas of low pressure to our west, and we're often running into a classically zonal, mild, westerly spell. So in this video, and tomorrow's video, and Thursday's video, and so on, we're trying to answer that question. So, this is the 5-day forecast, first of all, the detailed forecast. So today, this evening, we're seeing overcast skies with high cloud gradually seeping in from the west. There'll be some hazy moonlight at times, especially early on. Into the early hours of Wednesday morning, we'll see some drizzle moving into the northwest. On Wednesday, we'll see some drizzle quite widely, especially in the west and Midlands for a time, in the afternoon and evening, possibly also reaching eastern areas by sunset. Wednesday night sees light rain and drizzle moving into Ulster especially. Further south, it dries up, and we may even see some clear skies forming over parts of Kerry and Cork towards morning on Thursday. So on Thursday, very similar to Wednesday, except that we see a line of quite heavy rain, quite briefly, moving into Ulster in the morning. This fragments and goes lighter, but also moves southwards. Ahead of it, we may see some bright breaks at times, but mainly cloudy skies will dominate the country. Behind this cold front, this line of dying rain, obviously is colder air. So Friday at lunchtime, the cold front reaches Kerry, Cork, the far southwest. Behind it, we see colder air with brighter skies and variable cloud cover. Into Saturday morning, we see some high clouds coming in quite widely, and some rain moves into the north, light and patchy. And this rain pushes towards Scotland by evening. And on Sunday, we see some showers in the north, but dry in the south, with clear skies in West Connacht and Munster. Now, this chart is one of them. I think it's the chart that has the high pressure that goes towards Iceland closest to us. So it basically protects us from the worst of the cold air. Well, all runs do that, but this one is the one that keeps us mildest. Okay, so on Friday, highest temperatures, 3 p.m. between 7 in Ulster and 11 or 10 in parts of Munster. Into Friday evening, lowest temperatures getting towards freezing in parts of the Midlands and East. In the west, milder. I think that just based on observing other model runs, etc., that this is overdoing the mins on Friday nights. I think we'll probably actually see a quite widespread sharp frost on Friday nights. So I think just based on observing the other runs again, lowest temperatures between about minus 3 to 2 plus 2 degrees, quite widely. So quite a sharp frost, especially inland. Okay, so that's that. Now moving towards Saturday, we will see coldest weather in the east, closest to this cold air. The UK is between about freezing in Scotland and 5 degrees in the south, We're between about 5 in the east and northeast and 11 in the west. Again, the west is the mildest because they're closest to that ridge of high pressure and therefore furthest from the northerly winds. Into Saturday nights. Again, this run is a milder run. This run has a little area of low pressure coming in, hence the shower risk in the north. But so this run shows lowest temperatures between about 6 and 8 degrees. But I think in reality, lowest temperatures between about 0 and 5 degrees on Saturday nights, as we'll see with the other runs in a second. And Sunday, highest temperatures between about 9 and 11 degrees. So this is the NAO index observed and GFS forecasted. So the NAO reflects the pressure between Iceland and the Azores. If you're high over the Azores, low over Iceland, that's a positive NAO, and vice versa for a negative one. So here we go. We're currently in a positive phase of the NAO, dropping towards neutral during the final week of the month, then bumping towards positive levels. This is the mean of the ensembles, the average. Each red line is an ensemble member, and we're seeing a lot of scatter, as you expect. But I think that the trend today is for a more positive NAO into December. So I think this is actually quite a big shift on yesterday. So I think we could well go quite zonal into next month based on this graph here, with the highs to the south, lows to the north, bringing in westerly winds. Similar to what's coming up tomorrow and Thursday, like this sort of scenario, classically westerly and zonal. But I think that the high and the low will shift southwards to allow things to go a bit wetter as well. Anyway, so we're seeing quite cloudy, dreary weather tomorrow and Thursday, quite gloomy with drizzle around. Then we do pull in the northerly. We're on the edge of it. Upper temperatures get towards minus 5 degrees in the east, but stay mild in the west. As I said, the west closest to the mild air and the ridge of high pressure. So therefore, less cold potential. But we do see that I think that high pressure will bring a frost on Friday night, especially in the east of the country. Saturday nights, I think we do see a decreased frost risk, except in the northeast, I'd say. And then going off into Monday, we see a low forming over us. But like to the north, we see a Scandinavian high forming. And this is something that needs to be watched out for. On this run, we see easterly winds to our north, and an area of low pressure just about stops them from coming into us. So we end up very, very wet next week on this run. In the end, we get an easterly into December, but quite short-lived. The high pressure goes over us, probably frosty with that. And then beyond that, we see some more high pressure coming in, probably frost and fog. We end up on the 7th of December, putting in a light easterly flow with high pressure over us. Upper temperatures, quite chilly, so frosty and fog. ECMWF run is the next one. Let's get what it's showing. 24-hour intervals because it hasn't fully come out yet. So tomorrow, Wednesday, highs to the south, lows to the north, westerly winds. Thursday, the high pressure is routing towards Greenland and Iceland, and the trough is moving towards Scandinavia. Friday, we're on the edge of that northerly winds. Upper temperatures are cold in the east and northeast, but mild in the south and west. And then into Saturday, we see quite mildish temperatures over us. However, on that ridge, it will be quite frosty and cold. Sunday, the ridge is still over us. So actually, I think quite frosty on Saturday night as well as that. Monday, the ridge does go south on Monday, and then I think we go more westerly beyond that. Yes, we do. But the wind goes more northerly into the end of the month and the start of December. So cold again with that. So, even if we go mild, we may well flip again towards more cold weather in the end. It's the UK Met run, so a similar story. Quite grey tomorrow, that area of high to the south. And then it goes northwards towards Greenland, Iceland on Friday. I think, again, look at this, upper temperatures. The whole country is above freezing in terms of upper temperatures on Friday. So that's why I believe that this is just on the milder end of the range, and that the temperatures I showed you for Friday nights are overdone a bit on the mild side. I think we'll probably see quite a sharp frost on Friday nights. But then we see that little trough come through on Sunday. We get a slight easterly on Monday, and then what happens? We see the high going towards Greenland, and we're probably going to see this northerly flow come down into the final days of the month. This is the GEM. Get rid of the ads as usual. So again, very similar story. Okay, so by Friday, we have the high going towards Greenland, Iceland, upper temperatures. The GEM is a bit milder again, but still I think that frosty, that under the centre of this high, it'll be frosty very widely on Friday nights. The high goes southwards as early as Sunday and go westerly. What happens after this? We get a high from Siberia towards Scandinavia. What happens with that? Do we get an easterly winds? We try to get there. It's all very messy. In the end, we see lows forming over us and a northerly flow. And we end up on the 1st of December with this transient bump of high pressure before the westerly wind comes back. You can see a huge range of options beyond the weekends as to what even happens with that area of high pressure. You know what I mean? A lot could happen. Moving on to the icon, you can see that, again, a high going northwards, upper temperatures, looking colder in the east and northeast, milder in the west and southwests, the -5 ice storm in the east, above freezing in the west. So I say frost risk, especially in the east of the country. And then going towards the weekends, the high sort of lingers into Sunday. So I say a frosty night Saturday night. So quite frosty on Saturday night as well. And then it's Monday and Tuesday. The high stays around, but we do get a milder westerly over the north. So the frost risk does die down, but some possible still in but some still possible in the south and west. Beyond that, we just see the high close to us, but quite a bit of Atlantic influence with that, so not overly cold. Apart from frost under clear skies. And then this is the arpege finally. So we see the high to our southwest tomorrow and Thursday, moving northwards with Friday, upper temperatures with the icon of the arpege. Again, like coldest in the east and northeast, warmest in the southwest. Then going towards the weekend, the high sits close to us. Frosty night probably on Friday nights. Saturday night a bit less frosty, but it's still quite cold. And on Sunday, the high is pretty much over us. It'll probably go southwards to allow these areas of low pressure to come. But beyond that, we could see some more high pressure forming to our west and bring a cold snap towards the end of the month. So there's a lot to watch out for over the next few days. A lot to watch out for. What happened there? Let's go back to Safari if we find you. Okay, so yeah, I'd like to watch out for. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.